Hello everyone, hope you're doing good, safe and sound. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, I'm Manpreet Hanspal. I'm an architect and urban designer and I make videos related to residential design, urban design, sustainability, economical design and furniture, many more things. We have podcast series with so many renowned architects around the globe who talk about their journey as an architect and urban designer. So you can tune into those videos and just help yourself with the content. But today's video is going to be about something special, a very basic knowledge that everyone should have. So okay, let me give you a scenario. For example, you have got a very good design in hand, but somehow you are skeptical about using A grade materials. So is it going to help you in the future? What do you think? So it's disappointing, but the answer is no. If you think that saving initially on the material cost can really help you, then you are maybe in an illusion because it's not the ideal situation. I would say design and material are a team which have to be, in alignment, and you cannot play with just a good design if you are not getting best of the materials present around you, and should always go for vernacular materials if you are looking for a sustainable eco house and a very green categorized building, and you want to save on mechanical ventilation, you want to feel thermal comfort in your space. So talking about the materials, the endeavor of the engineers and the architects to create safe, economical, and stable systems has led to this accumulation of vast knowledge about materials, where you are always curious to know that how this theory of material science work, and this is how actually the strength of materials came into existence in the world. Let me make it very simple and crisp for you. Strength of materials is an equally essential factor whenever you are building your space. Doesn't matter about the category of the project, even if it's residential, commercial, any rejuvenational category you are going for, mixed use building, whatever, or however it should be in terms of the span of the project or the scale. But the strength of the material is really really important, and there are so many clients who actually know and value the concept of getting the best A grade materials for the construction. But at the same time, we may know some who are trying to save on it and they think that this is the wise decision. But no, I mean, you have to be very high on maintenance after a few years if you are using low grade materials in your construction. So how this works? So strength of materials is a correlation, and this is a recipe which has so many ingredients. Whenever you are building a project, you are building, for example, let's keep the basic things in mind. You are building your 2 BHK house, two bedroom hall kitchen space, and you're thinking about the cost of the project, and then calculating the labor cost and then the design cost and everything, and you think that okay, I've hired a good architect and now I have a very good plan in hand, but okay, let me go with some bugs here and there with the material, and I can go for B grade instead of A grade materials, and that's how I can manage the economical value of my project. But no, you're going to be making a big blunder if you're following this route, and this is not the right channel to follow, I would say, because strength of materials is a correlation of load carrying capacity of the materials, and then how much capacity it has to bear a certain minimum load of certain cantilever or the beams and anything, then the strength, durability of the material, how much proportion and the ratio you are using when you are making your mortar, your concrete structures have to be very thoughtfully designed and constructed at the same time. Getting a good architect doesn't mean that if compromising on the material quality can help you make a very good space, then you might be delusional about it, because architect's job is to get you a very systematic and functional plan, but at the same time the load carrying capacity of the project corely depends upon your material strength. So material strength is equally I would say a co-actor. If the hero is the design of the project, then co-actors are the materials. So there are so many members upon which your structure lies, like beams, columns, shafts, and then cantilevers and many more things. Strut designing, if you're going for, then again whenever you're going for columns, they are like load carrying columns, then cantilevers without restraints, and then also some beams which have less restraints, and their load delegated to different members of your structure, maybe some beams, some columns, and they are lesser load carrying walls. So it is equally important to acknowledge that designing is like designing the space and making a very efficient use of your spatial analysis, that okay, in this particular square foot of area, this is the best we can use as a functional I would say planning. And then at the same time, it's equally important for the client to go for premium materials so that the design can be executed in the best capacity possible. And let me make it very clear and crisp that materials are hugely varied in terms of the slab of the price and the costing, and at the same time the purity of the grading. They can be labeling to them. You have to be very specific while buying, and always go from your trusted vendors with whom you think the quality and the quantity are not compromised. And please do not compromise on your materials and then blaming it over people and the designers, saying that okay, we have given so and so time and money for building up this plan, but it's not serving the purpose. There is damp issues, there are leakages, and maybe there are some cracks appearing, or maybe some bulging of walls, and god forbid that should be the worst case scenario happening to any space. So I think materials are something you should definitely consider. And at the same time, whenever we are looking for making it more economical in terms of designing, so of course there are ways and means to control the revenue, and then make it a very budget friendly and economical project in terms of the construction techniques. In designing, we can always propose, as an architect I can always propose for certain bricklaying techniques that can help in saving on money. Yes, of course there are methods by which you can save in terms of how your walls are made, like the brick techniques, how the layering of the walls and each and every layer can be done, how much material to be used, and spatial analysis. There should be less wastage of the space, and at the same time not using unnecessary columns and overdoing of your reinforcement, because that can also be the result in contributing to the appearing of cracks. So definitely that is one thing that as an architect I should play an important role in. Then at the same time, how much reinforcement should be going into that civil work and everything. That's a teamwork that architects and civil engineers are doing as one team, and they're contributing to your project. But at the same time, without premium materials, this doesn't apply and cannot be implemented in the real sense. So to all the clients who are watching this video, please save on it in terms of your construction techniques. I mean designing part of it, like okay, we can introduce some techniques in terms of bricklaying, how much material consumption can be done, reinforcement, then controlling of the wastage, and many more. But do not compromise on the quality, and at the same time architects fees, which is very important because that's their hard-earned money. And it doesn't mean that okay, getting a cheaper or I would say less detailed plan is gonna make the most adorable project, and it's going to be very productive because you have to be sure what details are going into your work in terms of architecture, electrical, plumbing, and how they're executing as one core element, and that's how you get the recipe to a good project. So this is my idea, and I'm sharing my experience with you as an architect and urban designer, that when you're building the whole screenplay, main lead and co-actors are equally important. So design and materials are equally important. So I hope this helps. If you like this video, then please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and share this with your friends who are thinking about executing a space sooner or later in the future, and maybe they can come over and we can have a chat about it, and maybe you get some clues about the do's and don'ts whenever you are trying to build a project. And we'll see you super soon with the Vastu video, which I already told you in my last video. So a Vastu video with a very, very humble Vastu expert is, streamlined, and you're going to enjoy it. So yeah, bye-bye.